The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
We're here at Sheffield for the William Hill Steel City Cup final, worth £5,000 to the winner. Now, Sheffield's a track which is bucking the national trend. Increased crowds, it's a track full of atmosphere, and we'll find out what their trick is. We'll also be finding out how well they look after their ex-racers. We'll find out more about the old veterans of Sheffield Stadium on this week's edition of The Dogs.
Also on this week's programme, a plethora of semi-final action. The penultimate stages of the Manchester Puppy Cup from Bellevue, the Champion Stakes from Romford, and the East Anglian Derby from Yarmouth.
We begin by reviewing the action at Sheffield, where as usual a big crowd turned out for the William Hill Steel City Cup final. John Mullins' Blonde Genie kicked off things nicely for favourite backers in the first televised open. Iceman Brutus was another jolly to oblige, making every yard impressively over 6 bends for trainer Lance Burford.
Around the final bend has got a 4-length advantage here from Headed On Quinn as they race up towards home. Iceman Brutus does the biz for Lance Burford, wins by 4.5 lengths.
Magna Action also kept punters happy and the locals in fine form as he scored for Barry Draper.
And it's 5 Magna Action for Barry Draper with a 2.5 length lead over Linfit Lad in second as they race up towards win line. Magna Action a stroll in the park in the end.
Local Knowledge, another very well-backed favourite, ran away from her rivals over 720 metres for Paul Young.
They come around the final bend. Local Knowledge for Paul Young. The trip up the motorway has been worthwhile now. Local Knowledge wins by 4.5 lengths in the end.
Bubbly Kate was sent off a warm order for the marathon, but Headed On Jordan had other ideas.
They go around the second last bend and Headed On Jordan leading here by 2 lengths over Seathwaite Robbie in second. A further 3 lengths back to Bubbly Kate as they come around the final bend. And it's Headed On Jordan plugging on Game the Year up the home straight. Headed On Jordan will win by 2 lengths from trap 5, Seathwaite Robbie in second, and back in third, Bubbly Kate.
But the main event looked a cracker on paper, with the brilliant Baherna on Air here going off favourite for Barry Draper. But Iceman Ross in 6 was the subject of major support on the night, with punters feeling he might have the best of the draw. His trainer Lance Burford also had Iceman Vader in the final, while the Barry Draper team could count on Farlow Hobbs as well as the favourite. Rev Counter went off the outsider, but ran an absolute cracker.
And there they go, and racing up towards the first bend. A good start from Bow and Air on Air. Will lead round from 4 Rev Counter. After these comes Iceman Ross and Farlow Hobbs as they head down the far side. And Bow and Air on Air looks a real live wire. He's out in front here, leading by 2 lengths, but 4. Rev Counter's trying to push him into the third bend, but gets chopped off there. 3 Farlow Hobbs in behind as they come round the final bend. It's Bow and Air on Air from Rev Counter, who's run a huge race. After these come Farlow Hobbs racing up towards winning line. It's Bow and Air on Air who win by a length from Rev Counter in second place. It looks as though Iceman Vader ran on to take third.
It was a great start from Rev Counter in 4, but Baherna on Air unleashed a terrific burst of pace into the bend. Moving middle into the turn, he cut the bend and again proved what a difficult dog he is to pass in front. It set up another big race victory for the winner. Connections delighted to hold the Steel City Cup aloft. Sheffield has one of the most colourful stadium entrances in the game, and it's a site which welcomes thousands of visitors every year. A large part of its success is down to one man, John Carter.
I've been on and off at different times since 1961, when the corporation bought it. We came in to run it under a contracting concession.
Obviously, it's not the heyday of the 60s, but how would you say conditions are now?
Oh, not the heyday of the 60s. Here, we're averaging crowds of 3 times more than we had in 1961. And if you look at it this way, that we have more people racing here now, more individuals racing than any time since the 40s. But they only come 3 or 4 times a year. But at least we've spread the word that way.
Sheffield has a loyal following, but also leads the way in attracting new, young faces. So what's the secret?
Well, it is no secret, and there is no golden answer to what we do. But we're part of a company that believes in keeping the highest of standards at the right price for our market. We try to be all things to all men, which we have, and we have to keep ourselves in the main body of community life. But it all comes round to the appointment of the furnishings, how the cleaners work. The cleaners are the unsung heroes of our business. And also, at the end of the day, the consumer care, how we look after them, how they're greeted, how they're seated, how they're served, how they're treated. And we want to make them all go out feeling like prince and princesses and kings and queens.
But the raw product itself, the greyhound racing, does that drag them in?
Yes, it is, because it is different. If you really analyse what we are at Sheffield and what any greyhound track is, it is really a sporting social club. You've got all the fun and the interest and the excitement, but you've also got the fact that it's a social interaction of people that come and use us as a really good pub, if you like. They come down here to see their friends, to have an evening, and it's very different. And our success in the last few years, which is quite remarkable, because it would be more attributable to the nightclub scene, are the number of the ladies that come. Our Saturday nights can be 50% the girls, and they brighten all the place up. And we have some very, very attractive young ladies here, and of course they will tend to bring the boys along.
So some say it's like going to a pub, but it's a pub you can go home with more money than you went into.
Never thought of that, like that idea. That is true, absolutely true. And it's surprising how the first timers who are backing on hunches and colours and names and things like that actually do manage to get a winner or two, while the rest of the team are struggling.
Tell us more specifically about the facilities you have here at Sheffield.
We have a restaurant for 140. We are licensed for 4,500 people in toto, which is more than enough for racing for our motorsports itself as well. And we have the boxes here to give privacy, the 12s, 24s and the 62 downstairs. But I think we shall have to reconsider expansion of our food side, because that's the way the market is going.
The future of Allerton Stadium looking bright?
Yes, I think it's. We shall be here. We shall always continue to raise our game, improve facilities, train our staff better, employ nice people who fit in with it all, and just give everybody a happy time. We're lucky with the Yorkshireman. I think it responds to the atmosphere that we can put on here, which isn't as easy in other venues. Yorkshire are great racing folk. You know, there'll be a huge crowd at St Leger with the new stand and everything, and we shall enjoy going there and doing it. They race, they love their racing, they love the horse racing, they like the ambience, they like the atmosphere, and that's what we have to provide for them.
Sheffield also champions the cause of the retired greyhound, and those arriving at the track are often greeted by an old friend who might have won some money for them in the past, and the RGT is close to John's heart.
I would like to see the greyhound brought up to the numbers in homes of spaniels and labradors. Well, there's no reason they shouldn't be. They always were the number one dog in the country here, in the home on the hearth, as you can see from your old sporting prints. They evolved in Egypt, the Romans brought them over here, and before the rifle barrel was developed, when you had to kill with a crossbow or the bow and arrow or the musket ball, the odds of killing your quarry outright were very, were poor or nil. Then the long dogs would come in and hold the quarry until you could finish it off, and that filled the pot.
Now Dolly the sheep here has no reason to fear the pot as she strolls around the idyllic surroundings of Gosling Moor Farm, some 30 minutes from the track. This is where Sheffield's home finding scheme is now based. The scheme recently homed its 125th greyhound on Still City Cup final night.
We've always had a very positive homing side to the stadium here, which is essential. The dogs run their hearts out for us, and our owners are marvellous. It is the owner's responsibility. He buys and owns the dog, and it is down to the owner to find the homes and the trainers to find the homes. But we have a strong safety net because not everybody has the time to do that, and because we're one of the bigger tracks, we have more dogs to home than some of the others, so we have to put the resources in to be able to do it.
So how's Gosling Farm funded?
it will be, I should think, 50 to 60% by the stadium itself and the Retired Greyhound Trust, who pay for 10 dogs that we've got there on a weekly basis. And the rest of it we raise ourselves through selling our tipping sheets, going out to the country fairs, race nights, cabaret nights and that sort of thing. Last year one of our bookmakers climbed to the top of Kilimanjaro and gave us a cheque for £10,500. You know, we could do 3 or 4 of those a year. It would have solved our problem. Like everything else in life, to do it properly, it costs money. But this is something we cannot afford not to do properly.
And they're certainly doing it properly at Gosling Moor, as the dog's cameras found out on a recent visit in the company of John and the farm's owner, Lady Rowena Stewart-Wortley.
I'm just delighted to have them here. We have an excellent team running the dogs here at Gosling Moor, and we've got people coming from all over to rehouse them. What more can I say? Long may it continue.
And what about the breed itself? Do you like greyhounds?
I do. I do have greyhounds. They're sort of pompous poochers. That's the only way I can describe them. Lovely pets, very friendly.
There's room for 20 dogs at this halfway house between track and new home. It's a revolving door, and its success with record figures this year is mainly down to specialist home finder Linda Catlin.
The first year was 86 in the year, and this year's 125 since the 1st of January, so we're really pleased. And the dogs are stayed in the homes that we've found for them.
And this new location for you has got some very interesting facilities for the dogs.
It has, yes. We've got a homing room, we've got all these beautiful walks, all the nice scenery. We've got the Pennine Trail that you can walk, and the children come up here and make it a family affair. It's really good.
And the weekends here are quite a party.
Very busy, yes. We do bacon sandwiches, teas, coffees, pops for the children, and it's like one big happy family.
Now take this opportunity to tell our viewers why greyhounds make such great pets.
They're very, very lazy, laid back, they're very good with children and other pets. You only need 2 20-minute walks a day, which people think they need hours and hours of running and walking, but they don't. So I think that's why they make a good family pet.
The homing room helps dogs adjust to their likely new surroundings, and Linda's partner Roy is happy with the progress Kenny's making here.
We've had a fantastic year, and hopefully, we'll just progress from there. We've done 125 dogs.
Now, what's the procedure if somebody was interested in adopting a greyhound? What would they do?
Come up and see us, and we get to know them, and they get to know the dogs. It probably takes about a month to get this sort of to a feeling to have a dog.
And are particular dogs suitable for particular families?
Well, I try and find the right sort of temperament for the families, what they need. We ask the families different questions, and I try and match a dog up to them, so obviously it stays with them.
Well, I suppose it is the secret of finding the right dog for the right home.
This is it, yeah. We spend a lot of time with the new owners, and we hopefully get that right first time rather than having the dog come back into kennels.
Well, as with most stories, it's a good news story for little Ricky here.
Yes, I think he's found the right home. His owner's in the garden waiting for him right now.
So what persuaded you to give Ricky a home?
Companionship, I suppose, more than anything else. And obviously, it's just nice to take a dog for her retirement and to complement my retirement as well.
But in terms of exercise and feeding, that doesn't put you off?
No, actually, yeah. I could do with a little bit more strenuous a dog, because I mean, you're talking about 20 minutes, and then you want to lie down, and probably another 20 minutes later, and I'd like a little bit more, another 20 minutes extra, but I don't think that would be fair to the dog.
Maybe just get another one and take him out in shifts.
Well, that's right. That was a good idea. Yeah.
We'll say goodbye to John, Linda and the team now, but if you want some more information about Sheffield's retired greyhound scheme, call 0114 288 8300. The national RGT hotline number is 0870 44 40 673. Well, don't forget that this Saturday it's the Great Greyhound Gathering at Nottingham Racecourse. Sure to be a fun-packed day, doors open at 10 a.m. And remember, Nottingham races in the evening.
Coming up after the break, we analyse the semi-finals from 3 major competitions. Well, welcome back to part 2 of the Dogs, and we begin with the 2 semi-finals of the Keith Swain Manchester Puppy Cup from Bellevue. In the first semi, Pat Rosney's Vatican Henrik was sent off the 7-4 favourite, having won his heat by 7 lengths in 27.88. Second favourite was Droopy Sheehy in 3. Away they go and racing up towards the first bend. A great start here from 3, Droopy Sheehy. Pacing up well, also in second place comes 4. Moving up on the outside then Noir's Romeo. As a head down the far side though, Droopy Sheehy from Noir's Romeo. Vatican Henrik was forced to check the second turn after making some headway, and after these comes 6, Farlow Nemo. As they go around the second last bend, and away and gone is Droopy Sheehy. Back in second place at the moment was Romeo. Vatican Henrik wide at the final bend, running on, may snatch second. Droopy Sheehy then going on to score for Elaine Parker in a time of 27.70. The second semi-final saw local hope Noir's Wild start 8-11 favourite for Otto Querres. Second favourite was the kennel companion Dallum Star, who'd beaten Droopy Sheehy in the heats. And away they go and racing out towards the first bend. Nice start here from Noir's Wild, already a length and a half clear at the winning line first time. Droopy's Ariadne in 2, giving chase. A little bit wide on the turn there was trap 5, Dallum Star, as they head down the far side. Noir's Wild, the 8-11 favourite then, going some 5 lengths clear from Dallum Star, who runs on into second. Then comes Droopy's Ariadne, then a break back to the others headed by Barwatch as they come around the final bend, and it's all about Noir's Wild. It's a 1-2 here for Otto Querres. Back in second, Dallum Star. Noir's Wild recording a scintillating 27.46. So there's the final. Otto Querres has 3 in the final. And Noir's Wild, on great form, must have a strong chance. However, we're a bit worried about Vatican Henrik. Here he is coming out of trap 5. He's in trap 3 in the final. He just may drift off and force some of the others a little bit wide, or even hold them up in the final. So Droopy Sheehy might get first run for Elaine Parker, and possible danger Dallum Star up on the outside. Now to Romford for the 3 semi-finals of the Stadium Bookmakers Champion Stakes. The Mark Wallace trained Director's Chair went off 9-4 favourite despite being beaten in the first round for the first semi-final. Second favourite was Lenson Joker for Tony Collette. Away they go and racing up towards the first bend. Nice start from 2, Director's Chair. Pacing up better though, Lenson Joker, and cutting across. Lenson Joker now goes on from 6, San Suu Kyi, racing a bit wide around that second turn. Then comes Director's Chair. These are trying to pull clear at the moment from Blonde Zach in 3 as they head down the far side. And the lead with Lenson Joker showed that early pace, and you can see trap 2, Director's Chair, just checking out wide at the drop there. After these comes 3, Blonde Zach as they come around this second last bend, and it's about Lenson Joker attempting to make most. Lenson Joker here holding Director's Chair comfortably. Lenson Joker wins. Director's Chair second. San Suu Kyi back in third. Lenson Joker recording 35.85 on a slow track. Derek Knight's Jazz Hurricane, winner of the circuit and Olympic recently, was the 5-4 favourite for the second semi-final. Second favourite was last year's Scottish Derby winner, Fear Me, now stepping up to 6 bends. Away they go and racing up towards the first bend, and a good start here from 3, Jazz Hurricane, out in front early on. Fear Me may have gone lame at the back. He stumbled badly out of the boxes. A 1, Chakalak Paris is trying to move into a definite second. After he's a gap back to Holmes Shawner and also Blonzac and Newtown Susie as they head down the far side, and it's Jazz Hurricane with the lead. She's out in front at the moment, some 2 lengths clear from racing in second place. We've got Chakalak Paris trying to make up a little bit of headway. Blonde Jack as they come around the final turn. It's still Jazz Hurricane. She finds extra up the home straight. Jazz Hurricane wins. Staying on best of the rest was Holmes Shawner. Jazz Hurricane recording 36.23, making all in the second semi. Eye on the Veto for Mark Wallace was the even money favourite for the last semi-final, having beaten Jazz Hurricane in the heats by 8 lengths. Next in were Big Brett Cole and Blonde Buzz. There they go, and racing up towards the first bend, Eye on the Veto cracks out in front of 4, Droopy's Vernon, who's heading towards the rails. No room there for 3, Blonde Buzz, as they go around the second turn. A bit wide, Eye on the Veto, leading here by 4 lengths, establishing a good lead here from Droopy's Vernon, holding up the others. In behind this one is Swift Easton in 6, and also 3 at the back there, Blonde Buzz. They head down the far side, and Eye on the Veto, some 8 lengths clear as they come down towards the second last bend. Droopy's Vernon's trying to make headway, but is not doing so as they come round the final bend. It's been easy for Eye on the Veto for Mark Wallace. Hacks up, Eye on the Veto. Well, Eye on the Veto recording 35.95 for trainer Mark Wallace. The final on Friday night should be a cracker. Most of the big guns are there. Eye on the Veto looks to have the best draw. The reason why? Droopy's Vernon in 4 could well squeeze up Jazz Hurricane as they head towards the first bend. And Lenson Joker, who's a big danger, still has to clear Director's Chair on its inside. Well, let's move on to Yarmouth now for the East Anglian Derby, the semi-finals over 462 metres. Charlie Lister has a great record in the competition. The defending champion was there for him. Geordie Parker at 8 to 15 broke the track record in the heats. And away they go and racing up towards the first bend. Not a great start from Geordie Parker, and got a bump there from Black Taxis. They rush up towards the first bend. Killer Keen's going to lead him round here from racing in second. Black Taxi keeping out wide. Black Rose Mars, and I tell you what, Geordie Parker will have to run a bit of a race if it's going to qualify. So come down towards the second last bend, and Killer Keen finding a lead of 2 lengths at the third bend, but improving is Black Rose Mars as they come up towards one line. Killer Keen taken on by Black Rose Mars. Killer Keen wins. Black Rose Mars, Black Taxi, Geordie Parker's out. Killer Keen winning for Mark Wallace in 27.75. Well, John Mullins trained the favourite for the second semi-final in Blonde Buster, who won his first round heat in 27.87. He Horse Cantonar, now with David Prues, was the 11 to 2 second favourite. There they go, and racing up towards the first bend. Krakat Aspen turning left, so is Blonde Buster. They're both heading in towards the inside 6. Horse Cantonar got a nice run up, but it's going to be Blonde Buster that staves off the challenge from Horse Cantonar heading down the far side. Blonde Buster with a lead and quickens on now. Goes 2 lengths up. Horse Cantonar off in chase. Primitive Way, who seemed to stumble out of the boxes, is making some late headway. They come round the final bend. Blonde Buster here by 2 lengths. Blonde Buster wins for John Mullins. Back in second, Horse Cantonar. Primitive Way was third. The winning time for Blonde Buster, 27.87. Or John Mullins, who's got the favourite in the race, Blonde Buster, probably ruining the fact that it's drawn on the outside of Black Taxi in the final. It's Kennel Companion. Here's Blonde Buster in the semi-finals in 3. It's heading in towards the rails. Black Taxi in the other semi-final looked quite middle to wide on the run up towards the first bend there at Yarmouth. So there could well be trouble. It could play into the paws of Mark Wallace again, with Killer Keen well berthed in trap 1 in the final. He has to be on his toes though. He has a little bit of an inconsistency at the boxes sometime, but this could be his big final. So 3 big finals this week. Here are our suggestions. In the Yarmouth Derby, we like Killer Keen. We believe it's well drawn in trap 1. Spot of value in the Manchester Puppy Cup on Thursday at Bellevue. Dallam Star on the outside for Otto Querez. Whilst in the Champion Stakes at Romford, trap 5, Eye on the Veto, is the one to be on. The East Anglian Derby final taking place on Thursday night at Yarmouth, whilst the Keith Swain Manchester Puppy Cup final is on the same night at Bellevue. Also on Thursday, the second round of the Reading Masters and some good opens at Walthamstow, Oxford, Perry Bar and Henlow. Friday, the highlight is the Champion Stakes from Romford. Saturday night, the Ladbrokes Guys and Doles final takes place at Crayford, whilst Nottingham stage their big retired Greyhound Trust meeting. For more information, visit our website at thedogs.co.uk. Next Tuesday on Sky, we're broadcasting live from Bellevue, where the feature event is the Tote Sport Gold Collar Final. Make sure you join us then.
The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.